Hey everyone, Michelle Frere here, Member of Parliament for. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's try this again. Hey everyone, Michelle Frere here, Member of Parliament for Peterborough Kawartha in my Ottawa office on Parliament Hill, and lots of news circulating today, about what is happening here on Parliament Hill. And if you've been following this situation, you know that sort of one by one, Liberal MPs are coming out in revolt against the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. And in particular, Sean Casey, a Liberal MP from PEI, started this letter, and now there's, rumors that it is around 40 MPs who have signed this, who are calling for the Prime Minister's resignation. And, as we heard yesterday in question period, Pierre Poilievre called out the fact that in the Liberal caucus, you need permission. You need permission to speak at the mic, and from the Prime Minister himself. And so, what the point of this video? I want to talk about a few things. And what the Liberal MPs are experiencing is what Canadians have been experiencing for the last almost 10 years. So what they're saying, like 2 years ago, there is reports that the Liberals brought up at their, I believe it was St. Andrew's caucus retreat that cost taxpayers lots of money. They went and said, we're concerned about the direction of leadership. We're concerned about the Prime Minister. And they were, reassured that, you know what? No, I'm listening to you. We're going to change course. We're going to get back on track. And 2 years later, nothing's changed. If not, it is worse, right? So housing has doubled. Food bank usage is at all-time highs. Children are literally one of the most vulnerable groups. 30% of food bank users are children. Mental health is at an ultimate decline. 22 people a day are dying from opioids. The government is handing out deadly drugs instead of treating addiction and having a compassionate response. Our GDP is the lowest it's been. It's just one thing after another of failed policy. And so now the Liberal MPs are saying, hey, this guy doesn't listen. This guy doesn't listen to us. So if he doesn't listen to his own MPs, do you think he's going to listen to Canadians? No. And most of you already know this. Most of you have been screaming this. It's like, those dreams where you scream in the forest, but you have no voice. But it's starting to really bubble up. And obviously a lot of that has to do with the great work of Pierre Poilievre and our team, frankly, calling out the blatant incompetence and corruption of Justin Trudeau, which it all starts at the top, right? Culture is created by a leader. So I want to tie this together, because what the Liberal MPs are experiencing are all the things that so many people in so many sectors have been saying for years, and in particular, childcare. So out comes this, great rainbows and unicorns marketing idea of $10 a day daycare, right? It's going to save the planet. And experts, stakeholders, operators, parents were ringing the alarm bells on this long before it rolled out. We have testimony at Finance Committee. We have testimony repeatedly that this is going to fail, that it is not a workable program, that it is ideological in its agenda. It does not give power to parents, and as a result, what do you have? You have increased wait lists. You have operators who are closing the doors, which is widening the gap even more. And now you have, protests and strikes across the country over this $10 a day marketing program that had nothing to do with childcare and everything to do with buying votes. And so, again, they didn't listen. Justin Trudeau doesn't listen. And consequently, because he doesn't listen, the ministers in charge of their files also do not listen. So that's what we see over and over again. Tying that into what else happened this week. So Justin Trudeau, yesterday, 2 days ago, I guess it was, went on Twitter or X and said, 2 years ago, this is his tweet, 2 years ago today, we froze the handgun market and stopped handguns from being bought, sold, or transferred anywhere in Canada. We chose your safety over the gun lobby every time. Well, He was called out on that. The Toronto Police Association quote tweeted that and said, "Criminals did not get your message. Our communities are experiencing a 45% increase in shootings and a 62% increase in gun-related homicides compared to this time last year. What difference does your handgun ban make when 85% of guns seized by our members can be sourced to the United States? Your statement is out of touch and offensive to victims of crime and police officers everywhere. Whatever you think you've done to improve community safety has not worked, Justin Trudeau." And that is, again, no ability to listen. So then after that statement, we had this ridiculous exchange yesterday in the House between our public safety critic, who's a rock star, Raquel Dancho, conservative critic, and this brutal Liberal MP, Jennifer O'Connell. This is the same MP who defended the transfer of Paul Bernardo in the dead of the night without notifying victims to medium security, where he's living his best life. This is Canada's most notorious murderer, serial rapist, and she defends it. She stood and she defended it in committee, and now she's defending these ridiculous. She is saying that the Toronto Police Association are gun lobbyists. That's what they're calling the police. Like, it is absurd. And so then yesterday, we have the Vancouver Police Union saying, they again took Justin Trudeau's tweet where he's giving him this deranged self-accolades of what he's done when crime has just increased, 150% under his watch. Sexual assaults are up 75%. Like, go outside, man. Go outside. Like, have you been downtown in any community across this country? Clearly not. So the Vancouver Police Union wrote, "Guessing he's not aware of the ongoing gang war here in British Columbia, which is putting both our members and public at risk on a daily basis. Where do you think their guns are still coming from, and what has he done to stop them?" He's done nothing. It's the same thing they do over and over again. They do photo ops and, tell everybody life is great and gaslight. They stand up in the House. Chrystia Freeling did this week. She says, we served bannock and bananas to a school in Manitoba. Kids are literally starving, okay? 1 out of 4 kids, they're not even getting the nutritional needs. If you haven't read the Child First stats, it's unbelievable. Millions of children are not even getting what they need for basic nutritional requirements while their brains are trying to develop. And she has the audacity to come out and say, "You know what? I gave some children bannock and a banana." Like, read the room, lady. How about you get rid of the astronomical carbon tax that's driving up the cost of food? Why are children starving in the first place? Why are you missing your deficit target by 17%, $7 billion, right? We're spending more on servicing the debt than anything else. Any other CFO would be fired. You can't run a company like that. You can't just keep putting it on the credit card like Wilma Flintstone and charge it and not expect catastrophic results. That is what increases poverty. But alas, they don't listen. And that is what I have said from the day that I was elected. It's the thing that we have been saying. And that's why door knocking and listening to you is so important. Because your stories that you share when you're talking about your propane tank bills and your grocery bills and your public safety concerns and not feeling safe walking downtown and seeing overdoses when like people literally dying on the street. Those are real stories, and they're really what's happening on the ground. And Justin Trudeau sets the tone for not listening. He thinks he can just tell you what's actually, what he wants his reality to be. And so finally, what you're seeing is these Liberal MPs say he doesn't even listen to us. Well, if he doesn't listen to his own MPs, what in the world makes you think he's going to listen to real Canadians? He doesn't. And, someone wrote on my Facebook yesterday when I did a post about this exchange between Raquel Dancho and Jennifer O'Connell that was, just so vile in her response, Jennifer O'Connell, just vile. And they said, Michelle, there's a very distinct difference between being incompetent and knowingly knowing what you're doing, and not caring. Not caring, right? What is your agenda? Well, Justin Trudeau's agenda is self-preservation, and it always has been. And I think that there's a lot to be said for that. Every day I have people in my office, or they're calling me and they're like, I thought he was going to be okay. I had to switch. I had to switch teams. I'm a reformed liberal. And to that point about people who want to say, oh, the Liberals won in New Brunswick. Do you know that Liberal premier who won was actively campaigning at the door saying, we have nothing to do with Justin Trudeau. I've never spoken to him. We are not Justin Trudeau Liberals. That's it, right? Like this is the reality of this man who will hold on to power at all costs. He's, Rasputin, for lack of a better term. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. It's always great to hear from you. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for following along. Thank you for sending me your updates, sending me your stories, your situations. We will continue to restore hope. I think that is what we need, and we will continue to restore trust. Obviously, we are still in debate on the motion of privilege inside the House of Commons, where Justin Trudeau again allocated $1 billion of taxpayer money to a made-up green slush fund. This is where 186 conflicts of interest were violated. This is where over $400 million of taxpayer money was supposed to go to green initiatives. And guess what? His Liberal insider friends got rich. And nothing was done to help the environment, right? But they won't hand over the documents. They won't hand over the documents. Oh, but if they do hand over the documents, they're gonna black out what you need to see. The Speaker himself has ruled in favor that these documents need to be handed over. And we'll keep the pressure on. And, the other Auditor General yesterday came out. They are opening an investigation into the Arrive scam app as well. So it's just corruption, and long overdue. So don't give up hope, friends. It is coming. Change is coming. And a carbon tax election will certainly set the tone of what people want. Because the most compassionate thing a leader can do is make life affordable. That is what we need to do. We need to restore affordability, accountability, transparency in this country. And in the words of what we are doing, and these are, the four foundation things of what we will do and what we are going to do, right? We're going to fix the budget, right? We're going to build the homes, and we're going to stop the crime. Right. And that's what we're going to do. So thanks, guys. It is always a pleasure to hear from you. Have a great day.